Meantime, a significant number of Bahamians are placed in challenging circumstances as a result of COVID-19. This morning, our Lloyd Allen speaks with a relationship management expert about coping with these challenges.
Stark reality is resulting as a result of ongoing issues in the media. Leading the pack is COVID-19, and helping to navigate some of these feelings is relationship expert Dr. Wayne Thompson. Good morning, Dr. Thompson. How are you?
Good morning, Lloyd. It's a pleasure to be with you, and good morning to your guests in Bahamaland.
Obviously, across the nation, many persons faced with a number of issues, from dealing with academic progress with their children, unemployment, social assistance, so many issues. What are some of those emotions that many persons are feeling at this time?
A tremendous amount of stress, heightened anxiety, the feeling of not being able to keep up because all of a sudden now parents have to play multiple roles. And as a result of this, frustration levels are high. In addition to this, fear of the future, fear of income, fear of the loss of work.
And it's interesting that you've worded it as such. We talk about change. Now, while COVID-19 is something new for us, Dorian and its effects is nothing new. But compiled on each other, that situation, I think, is very new for a lot of people. And so, again, we've talked about some of those emotions that many persons are experiencing. But in line with that, what are some of those things that persons can do to actually get along?
The first thing that's important is we must all recognize that everyone is feeling a higher degree of frustration, a higher degree of anxiety. As a result of this, we must recognize that each individual needs to be given a bigger dose of patience and understanding. Lloyd, we are beings that are supposed to constantly be in movement. If we are stationary, that is going to create blockages, and those blockages will lead to frustrations, and those frustrations will lead to outbursts. Now, we know that what is unique about COVID-19 and distinctly different from Dorian is the fact that this one is affecting us not only health-wise, but also financial-wise. Secondly, it is not just one portion of the country, but the entire country. We have already begun to see massive redundancies and layoffs. More are coming. What I want people to understand, what is unique about COVID-19, it is now telling the world that we now must face the fourth industrial revolution. The fourth industrial revolution is going to fuse physical, digital, and biological worlds all into one. This is what is creating a lot of fear, a lot of insecurity. But what I want people to know, we've worked through 3 industrial revolutions. The fourth one will be no different from the previous 3. We do have the capacity to work through it. But to work through this, we've got to accept the fact that change is here to stay.
Now, earlier you mentioned the word fear, and prior we've spoken with some from the medical field who've indicated that the fear factor does in fact impact one's immune system and your ability to fight diseases like COVID-19. But from the psychological angle, again, you're talking about engagement. And so engaging with these changes is your recommendation in moving forward, yes?
Yes, absolutely. You see, if you don't engage with the change, your fear grows. So if your fear grows, you become more paralyzed. You affect your judgment, you affect your health, your immune, and everything. But if we face the fear with a positive mental attitude and recognize that the most advanced computer known to mankind is the mind, we have the capacity to make the transition. The future of work really means this, Lloyd. There are jobs out there that do not have a description, but in a very short while, those who make the adjustment will be carrying out those new jobs. This is the season for us to retool and to reskill ourselves. Failure to do so will simply lead to a complete meltdown, financially, relationally, emotionally, and spiritually.
Dr. Wayne Thompson, relationship expert, thank you so much for speaking with us.
Thank you, and have a wonderful day, Lloyd.
Reporting for the morning edition, Lloyd Allen, ZNS Network News.
Well, the lockdown and isolation initiatives impacting some individuals in our community. The Bahamas Crisis Center now receiving a growing number of calls from persons seeking help from abuse. Director Dr. Sandra Dean Patterson is encouraging these people to continue to reach out.